Okay, everyone. Thank you so much again for joining us. Good afternoon. This is Stephen Blount. I am the LG Product Marketing Manager for Digital Signage, LT Monitors, and also our lodging and hospitality. And joining with me on this afternoon, I have the great Doug Jacobs. He is from our IT Monitor side, supporting our inside sales team. Say hello, Doug.
Hi, guys. Make me blush. You just make me blush.
Excellent. Thank you, Doug. And so today, what we have in store for you all is an IT solution talking about our LG Chromebase solution. And then on the digital signage side, we have the SH7DB. We will talk about both of these solutions, and we'll have a great time doing it. Now, one of the things that I do want to ask from all of you is that, let's try to make this as engaging as possible. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to raise your virtual hand, and Doug and I will work to answer your question. And then if you want to ask a question verbally, you can go ahead and do so. You can unmute yourself by pressing *6, and you will then be unmuted. Or you can also place a question in the chat. So by doing these things, we can try to ensure that we have a good experience for all. Without further ado, we will go ahead and get started. So as you see, we are talking about these two monitors. Let's take a look at our agenda. Here's our agenda. SH7DB will be the first one up. Then we'll dive right into the LG Chromebase, and then we will be done. We should be done about, I would say, at 1:33 for our central folks, and everyone else, go ahead and adjust accordingly by that. But all right, so and some of you that have joined us before, we always start the same way. Because it's very important that you understand, what we'll be covering. So as we are talking about the SH7DB, which is a digital signage solution, this solution will be an ideal solution for retail vertical, quick service restaurants of the QSR, and then also into the transportation vertical as well. Now, speaking to the LG Chromebase, and Doug will also touch on this as well, but we feel that they're great in the verticals of education, corporate, also in hospitality, also small, medium business. And Doug will expand on that. So let's go ahead and talk more about some of the things that the LG Chromebase has in common with the SH7DB. And some of those things, it is the IPS technology. Our IPS technology is a product differentiator. We have our IPS technology in 99% of our large format displays, and that includes, of course, the SH7DB through our whole product line, and then also in the IT monitor space, about 85% of those monitors also have the IPS technology, including the all-in-one LG Chromebase that Doug will be speaking about later on. But also, you will find the technology even in our tablets and our smartphones. This technology, it gives a super wide viewing angle, especially with our digital signage monitors. This is very important as we look into our digital signage space, because in digital signage, you're trying to convey a message to the passerbys. If you're driving by or if you're walking by, there's a message that's trying to be conveyed to the passerbys. Well, if you have a super wide viewing angle, which the IPS technology gives up to 178 degrees of a viewing angle, this gives more time to have that message resonate with those passerbys. Because you can look at it longer, then obviously it's going to resonate with the passerby. But it's not only about that, but what about the color accuracy? We have great color accuracy because of the IPS technology, which also is able to give out the vivid and dynamic colors that the LG panels have. Also keeping these panels blackening free, so you will find no blackening at all that will happen to the displays because of the built-in anti-reflection coating within that IPS technology. And also the panels are very stable, that you can actually knock on the panels and you will have no image distortion whatsoever. So of course, I feel really good about our IPS technology. Doug feels great about it. And everyone at LG, we love it. But it's not just us that feels great about it. It's these lead brand names that also feel great about this IPS technology. So great that they have included it into their products as well. So it is our patent technology, but we have allowed them to place it into their leading products that are on the market that many of you are familiar with. And anywhere where you see IPS, sometimes they mention it, sometimes they don't. Either way, it is in there, and it is our technology. So we love having that type of flattery, and it is great product technology. Okay, now let us go ahead and turn the page, and let's dive into the SH7DB. So some of you may be thinking, well, the SH7DB, what exactly is that about? Well, here's the naming convention. So to break it down for you a little bit, I know that some of you may have questions in the past on exactly how does LG come up with their naming. Well, there is a method to the madness. And first off, with this S, it stands for standard. All right, so this is a standard product in which that it doesn't have all of the bells and whistles. It does have some bells, it does whistle a bit, but not all of them. So we consider it a standard product in that instance. However, in the next one, you have the H that stands for high-end. So we do consider it a premium high-end panel, and the reason for that is because of some of the benefits that it has in being able to being dust-proof certified, which I'll talk to you a little bit about that in a little while. Also having bezel uniformity, which I'll also talk about that. And then also, as we look at the next number there, number 3, in the 7, well, that 7 stands for nits. So 700 nits you get with having the SH7DB, 700 nits. Now that D stands for D feature. So with the predecessor of the SH7DB was the LS75A. With that product, it had WebOS. However, with the SH7DB, we are not including WebOS in this, and so that kind of goes into that D feature, taking some of the features away. And now the B, last but not least, the B, it stands for the actual year. So it's year 2015, as we're about to come to a closing of that. So our product lineup, all of our products for 2016 and the digital signage side will have a C at the end, and that will stand for 2016. So there you all have it, everyone. That is the naming convention for our products. Excuse me. All right. Now, some things we'll talk about, we're going to talk about the module design. With that, I did mention already that the LS75A did come before the SH7DB. This is the successor. Also, the chipset being the L15 platform chipset. Also, I mentioned non-WebOS. And also, the sizes come in 42, 49, and 55. All right, let's take a little look further. All right, here's a little summary of it. It mentioned some of these already. Also to mention that this is a 24-hour rated product. So 7 days a week, 24 hours a day is what this product is rated. Also, you have some key features of being able to have advanced failover. It is daisy chainable, having local content scheduling, some great things that we will talk about shortly here. And of course, being compatible with our SuperSign EW Lite software. Oops, there we go. All right, so first up, let's talk about the design of the actual panel. Well, with this panel, you do have a bezel of 7.4 millimeters on all sides. So that is left, right, top, and bottom. 7.5 millimeters, very thin bezel there, gives you the ability, which is very unique about this product, is being able to use it as also not only as a standalone panel, but you can also use it as a video wall, as it does have a display port in and out. And so with having the uniformity of the bezel, it can also be used as a video wall. Now, of course, we have a video wall product category that we do have a bezel under 2.0 millimeters, actually really at 1.8 total millimeters. And so we would recommend you to go to that product when you're looking for video walls. However, this is a product that can do a lot of great things. And so that's what makes it such a key product. It is also edge-lit LED. All right, so not backlit, but edge-lit. All right, now I did mention about, some of the protection that is included with this panel. The SH7DB has conformal coating, and actually this conformal coating, it protects the display from any of the hazardous materials that are actually in the air that you and I often cannot see, but it seeps into the actual display panels, and oftentimes it will actually ruin it, as you will see from this picture here. However, we have conformal coating. This is a liquid-based solution that actually goes over the circuits of our display, the circuit board. And so that with this liquid transparency of the solution, it protects the actual display from any of these hazardous materials. Therefore, it makes this display not needing an enclosure at all. And with that being stated, that this product, this panel, has received this dust-proof certification. This certification, it is the IP5X dust-proof certification, which means that this is a certified panel that does not need to be placed in an enclosure. As we all know, enclosures, when you put a panel into an enclosure, well, you also have to pay for that enclosure, which can up the cost greatly, especially when you're talking about putting multiple displays into an application setting. So the great thing about this is not only does this SH7DB have this conformal coating, but you can also find conformal coating in our entire product lineup of digital signage, excluding our TVs. They all have conformal coating. Okay, moving on. We have our advanced check screen option. Now, what this is all about, this is letting you know, the IT administrator, you're over here, you're managing all of the displays, trying to make sure things are looking good. Well, how do you do that? Well, you can do that remotely. We have a pixel sensor that is compatible with our SH7DB, that if anything goes wrong with the actual display, as we don't anticipate to have any problems at all, but they do happen, right? And so if they do happen, you will know remotely. You will receive a notification letting you know, hey, there is something wrong with that SH7DB that might, if you're in an airport or something, these can be big areas, and it'll let you know so you can send maintenance over to take a look at that screen and find out what exactly is going on. So now you're not only having great protection with the conformal coating and having dynamic colors and everything going great with that panel, but you are also being protected from a service standpoint as well. Okay. Next feature, we have the advanced failover solution. The advanced failover solution, I like to call this personally as a backup plan. I call it a backup plan because it's in case anything goes wrong. Of course, I already stated the disclaimer, we don't anticipate any problems, but they happen. So let's say media player, right? You are connected in a quick service restaurant, you have these menus up, right? These digital signage menus. Well, menu number one is connected, it's receiving its content by media player number one. Well, let's say something goes wrong with that media player one, and so now it's delivering no content at all to the display. Well, it's connected via HDMI. What will happen because of this advanced failover feature, it will automatically go to Media Player 2. Media Player 2 is connected via DisplayPort. That will automatically switch to that, and now you still have content being delivered to that display menu. So it's never gone dark. Or let's say, oh no, it's a really bad week, and Media Player number 2 now also goes out. Well, what is there to do? Well, the great thing for LG's advanced failover, aka backup plan, you have a USB flash drive that is plugged into the display. Well, when it's plugged into that display, you've already uploaded any content on the USB flash drive in case for situations of things going down. So now you are still backed up by by 3 different ways of having content being delivered to the screen. 2 backup plans, but 3 different solutions on delivering content to the actual screen. Now you might ask, well, does it have to be HDMI as the first priority and then DisplayPort the second and then a USB flash drive as the third? Actually, you can change it however you would like. This is just giving you something that we suggest, but it can be any solution or order that you would like at all. This is your backup plan. Okay. Also with the SH7DB, this is compatible with OPS kit and also HD base T box. So OPS, that is meaning that it does have the connection for a 4110 media player, which is this OPS kit here. Now also for HD base T box, these solutions, this is giving you the ability to connect to a digital signage screen, this being the SH7DB, giving you the ability to do it over hardline. So Ethernet, Cat5 or Cat6 cable up to 100 meters. So hardlining it up to 100 meters, you have that ability because of this panel being OPS kit and HD base T compatible. All right, moving forward. Also, simple network management protocol support. So what that's all about, being able to distribute content to the screen from a remote location, as we just talked about, from a hardline location as far as using HD base T and OPS kit. But in this solution, you can do wireless as well. So sending commands to the actual panel, turning it on or off, adjusting it, changing the inputs. You are sending content to it, scheduling content. You can do that all remotely, and you do have the ability to do that wirelessly or wired. Wirelessly, that does require a Wi-Fi USB dongle. But either way, it is all able to be done. Now, I do want to also give a little plug-in for our SuperSign software. Our SuperSign W-Lite software, it is a free software, gives you the ability to connect up to 50 different displays. That includes SH7DB, any of our SuperSign TVs, or any other of our monitors that is in our product lineup. You can do that all, mix and matching using our SuperSign software, all for free. Distributing content and also sending commands. Moving on, just mention that the panel, does support wireless capability via the Wi-Fi dongle, which will be USB. All right, of course, this is a digital signage monitor, which means it can go in landscape and portrait. Some of you that are familiar with our product, you know that we love our logo. Our logo, LG, we like to put what some call a chin or a lip on the actual panel. Well, the great thing is it is removable. You can remove it completely if you're looking at doing it like a video wall type application thing, as we were talking about earlier, or if you just want to switch it. If you want to switch it from it being on the bottom in the landscape mode, you can do that, or from portrait, you can change it. So whatever it is that you want to do, we give you the ability to do so. Excuse me. Right. Now, with our panel, of course, we are a global company, and it doesn't matter which country or time zone that you're in. We will make sure that the panel is able to work with you wherever that you're at. So you can have auto time set on the actual screen, or you can just manually set the clock if you would like on the screen. It does also have auto sync. So, of course, with having the wireless and wire capabilities, you have many different options. Again, we are here to provide the best solution for your customer experience. And moving on, the local content scheduling. This feature is all about actually delivering content without using any software. So I just gave you the requirements and the ability of knowing how to connect with our SuperSign software and being able to use that software to deliver content. Well, in this instance, what we're saying here is, well, maybe you don't want to have to mess with any software at all. All you want to do is deliver content to the screen. Well, you can do that by way of placing content on a USB flash drive, and this can be as simple as a PowerPoint, JPEG files, MP3 files, MP4, whatever it might be, any video. You can go ahead and place that on the actual USB flash drive. You can then schedule all of this content that you have placed on a USB flash drive. You can schedule it by way of the actual display itself, and then you can even edit the schedule at any time. So what that would look like, let's say that you have, template 1, you want to have a video playing. Well, template 2, you actually want to have a digital signage still picture just showing. And then template 3, you want to have something else going on. You can do that all by way of scheduling it right there on the display itself. So many different options you have with the SH7DB, including also the sync mode. Mentioned that with the whole time sync and how this all works. Of course, you got to have someone who's actually running the show, right? So you got to have the point panel. The point panel, this is that master panel, and it sends commands and makes sure that everyone, all the rest of the panels are following along. Now, I mentioned before, you can do this by way of display port in and out, but also you have the ability to do it via RS-232C and daisy chain it that way as well. By having this all together, this is just making sure that you have the content on the screen that you want to have on the screen. You don't have anything that's lacking that is, one panel trying to do its own thing. No, it all stays together. And by the sync mode, it ensures that that is possible. Okay, moving forward here, just a little product comparison is showing you some of the competitive products that are out there and some general specs there. But here's a little evolution of our panel. Excuse me. This is our old panel of the 47WS50, so basically a 2013 model. Here's our 2014 model, and here's our 2015 model in the SH7DB. So still staying all the product family and always continuing to getting better. So it's a great thing there. Right, and then just a quick list of our accessories that we have available for the actual SH7DB. This can all be found on lgsolutions.com, and this product is shipping now. And without further ado, Doug Jacobs, are you ready to go, my friend?
I am.
All right, great. And I'll answer any questions that you all may have shortly. Doug, take it away.
Well, thank you very much. Like as Stephen stated, my name is Doug Jacobs. I'm the inside sales person for all of our small monitors, which includes our Chromebase. As evolution has come through, we've gone through Chromebox, Chromebooks, which many people are familiar with, but our Chromebase is one step above that, which actually includes a 21-inch, 22-inch monitor with keyboard and mouse. So we keep that all in place. We actually have two versions of this, being the 241 and the CB25SB. Main difference between the two, the 241 has 2 gig of memory. And people were asking for more memory and being wall mountable, so we came up with the 22CB25S SP that has a 4 gig of memory, plus it is actually wall mountable as well. So, but beyond that, the features and the look and feel of the particular monitor is still the same, and still does both come with a keyboard and mouse. And the setup is probably realistically about 5 minutes. Excuse me, 5 minutes to set up either monitor. And this is just going over some general specs of these monitors. Like I said, it does have the IPS panel that Stephen had spoken about, which makes it viewable from at least 178 degrees either way. It also makes it, in case you do press on the monitor, it doesn't have the deflection as a TN panel would have, which actually makes for nice viewing and also keeps the viewing down. The eye fatigue, the flicker sake, the eye fatigue is less with that panel as well. We also have HDMI inputs, but mainly these monitors are usually wireless, but you can do a landline as well if you want to. Like with the use of the Chromebase, we are Google-based. So this you have access to all of the Google apps that you can utilize for education, hospitality, or SMB and Soho. There are just a lot of different applications and apps that you can utilize depending on what you're looking to do, which makes it work within the organization as real simple and smooth transactions from one person to another. And it seems like you're still working on a standard PC, if you will, or Mac. You still have the ability to do all the other applications. One nice function we have is called our management console. It is a separate piece, but this does allow to one manager, if you will, to access and control hundreds, tens, thousands of Chromebases in one area instead of having to go to each location to update or do any kind of troubleshooting. They can actually manage that piece or that location in one area, which is ideal for, as we'll go into, ideal for going for education and going for businesses or hospitality type environments where the IT job and is time consuming. So having them not have to take time to go one to one is just trying to help them out, and actually makes the total cost go down with that as well. In doing so, this is just where we're at with our value as an offer for education, hospitality, and our Soho. I think those are the 3 main areas where we're looking at it. With education, you have going in labs, which we'll show you a little bit later with labs, and going into library areas, especially and then going into hospitality. It's a great environment for the business centers, also for areas within the hospitality group where they can just congregate, and they can utilize this particular monitor to surf the web to get just general information they're looking for. And with Soho and business, it just gives an idea to all-in-one low-cost solution. So you can actually get, if you're looking to do just simple, basic things, it'll utilize that area. This slide here is actually showing kind of where and how you might set it up in an education format. One being in the lab, then you have also in a library setting, but also in the back office you do have the IT set where they can actually control and manage all of these devices without having to go to each individual one one by one. To actually take a lot of time away from them. Also going to cut into their time, but also going to cost more to do so as well. As we kind of just alluded to, the IT managers, really it's their time is really what they're looking to do. It's more efficient for them to do. They'll have teachers can manage multiple groups at the same time, enable students to interact and activate on one monitor. They can utilize these monitors themselves very easily. I think with the students and such, the cables and such, it's just a less messy best way to put it. For cables, there's only 2 cables if they're going to be doing in a Wi-Fi situation. So it's going to be a little more efficient in the labs area, and we can focus more on the visual aids and the bigger screen with the 22-inch screen that we're providing with this group. On the SOHO or SMB locations, in the same vein, like I said, there's different areas that it can go. The IT manager can still be in one location where the employees can congregate in one area, have their desks, and then you can also go through in areas where the customer may have like a training room, for example, or in other areas that these devices could be placed. IT manager will have access to these with the console, but they'll also have the folks will actually have access to these as they would a standard PC, where they can still go through the Google and have they can access any apps, I should say, through Google to manipulate them how they wish and see what they will want. And again, with the value proposition, it really is just the IT manager. It's you're saving time, saving money on purchasing. You're giving them a little more flexibility on what they want to do, so they don't have to go around and go to each one individually. It's a lower cost for the SOHO than for a standard PC and such like that. You're utilizing just the apps that you do need. There's no fuss in consolidating files. All the everyone is more. It kind of works in something that they can actually collaborate together on these particular areas. I think it's something that, from a small business standpoint, it's something that, and they're not looking for cost savings. This is something where they can definitely use and utilize to help their bottom line. And this really illustrated the total cost of ownership for these, how much the savings that you have for conventional PC to the Chromebase. Because like I say, the Chromebase, you're really utilizing just the apps and such that you do need, the power and such that there is less. The IT labor to do the deployment of all these is minimal for having these for when you have the console. And just the user productivity is really increased. You're not going to have it's easier for the user to utilize this one than because they'll actually have the apps and such that they actually do need on their devices. And lastly, we're just kind of going through. Like I say, this is the questions we normally get is what can this product provide, and it can support all of these Microsoft Media imaging, compressed files, and text PDFs. It can do everything that a standard PC can do. Just you're utilizing the Google atmosphere instead. So, if there's any questions that we have, please feel free to text them or just shout out to us. Let us know what questions you may have. We'd definitely like to answer those.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Doug. And we'll go ahead and we'll pause at this time to see what questions we can help you all with. I did answer some questions that did come along. You know, one of the questions that I did get through the chat on the SH7DB was the conformal coding. Just again, the conformal coding. This is included in our entire 2015 product lineup. That includes all of our monitors, our panels. This is the non-TVs. So our super-sign TVs and our commercial-like TVs, they do not have conformal coding at all. It's just the rest of the product, of the digital signage products, that is. So that is that. Any other questions that Doug and I may help you with? You can go ahead again, ask them through the chat box, or you can raise your virtual hand and we'll be more than happy to answer the questions for you. Okay, well, a reminder that this is being recorded and this will be available on our website, also on our Solution Spotlight webinar series landing page. As you see here on excuse me, as you see here on the page. We have all of our recordings available. Our past webinars from starting back in September on our SH7DB and our IP solution in the 27NT67 all the way up to date. So this will be available right away. And if you did want the deck at all, the training deck, we'll have that available for you. You will have to email me. You can email me just as you see on the screen, and I'll be more than happy to share that with you. So that is everything, everyone. Thank you so much. Please do remember to connect with us on Facebook and LinkedIn, also on Twitter, and also please connect with us via our YouTube channel. All of our social media outlets, you can find us at LG Commercial Display USA. Thank you so much for spending your time with us this afternoon, and Doug has something else for you.
Yeah, I just wanted to, Louis actually had a question regarding the Chromebase, and does it require a license to use the console does, yeah, that is just a separate license you'll need to get as for those, but particularly for the actual unit itself, no, but just the management console, that is licensed. You will have to get that. That's the only thing that would be. That's why I said that there's an extra feature, and that's something that you have to just work through to obtain.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that. All right. And again, please look in and continue supporting us. Thank you so much. You all have a great rest of the day. Go Bears. Bye-bye now.
Thanks, guys.